Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're getting into a really interesting case study. It's called ACG's Deep Dive for Daily SOC Alert. Basically an eye-opening story about cloud spending just going wild.
Right. Imagine getting that alert from your billing dashboard first thing in the morning.
Yeah, exactly.
And what's really, fascinating here is just the sheer scale of it. This wasn't like a small, oops, a little overspend. No. The projected monthly budget, get this, was exceeded by 5,000%.
5,000 in just 24 hours.
In 24 hours. Yeah. I mean, that's the kind of alert that gives you instant heartburn, right?
Oh, absolutely. Okay, so 5,000% over budget, 24 hours. That is catastrophic. Let's try and unpack how it escalated that fast. Because we're talking a critical severity alert, right? You said 9.5 out of 10.
Yep, 9.5. Mostly because of that immediate, massive financial hit. It first popped up around 9:00 a.m. Eastern time.
And the detection, that came from the cloud provider's own tools, like AWS budgets or Azure cost management.
Exactly. The standard billing alarms, they caught it. Which leads to the big question, what on earth triggers a spike that huge that fast?
Right.
Well, the investigation pretty quickly found this just enormous spike, terabytes of data in the data transfer out cost category.
Data transfer out, okay.
And digging in, turned out a developer's API access key had been leaked, compromised, and it was being actively used by attackers.
Ah, the leaked credentials story. Okay, so that's the entry point. But how does that translate into such massive costs?
Right, because here's where it gets really alarming. The attackers took that key, and they didn't just spin up a few servers. They launched hundreds of the most expensive GPU-based virtual machines.
The big ones for like AI or graphics.
Or in this case, cryptocurrency mining. They spread them across different regions all over the world.
Wow, so the compute cost alone must have just skyrocketed.
Oh, tens of thousands of dollars within hours. Just gone. But there was another twist tied to that data transfer cost. It traced back to an S3 bucket, Amazon storage service.
Yeah.
And on this bucket, somehow the requester pays feature had been enabled, probably by accident.
Requester pays. Wait, so normally the bucket owner pays for downloads, right?
Exactly. But with requester pays enabled, the attacker, the one doing the downloading, was essentially forcing the company to pay for the attacker downloading the company's own data, or maybe just any data from that bucket to rack up charges. They were footing the bill for their own data exfiltration, or at least the attacker's activity.
It's insidious. So you're paying for compute and you're paying for the attacker to pull data out.
Double whammy. It's kind of darkly brilliant in a way.
Okay, so faced with this, like financial hemorrhage, what's the immediate playbook? What do you do first? Like, second one.
Stop the bleeding fast. The leaked API key was immediately disabled, revoked, that cuts off their access.
Right. And
simultaneously, all those unauthorized GPU machines, terminated, instantly shut down.
Makes sense. Cut off the key, kill the resources. What about that S3 bucket?
Yep, that was next. Disabled the requester pays feature on that specific bucket and locked down its access permissions properly.
Okay, so immediate actions taken. But then there's the cleanup and prevention, right? How do you stop this? Or something like it happening again?
Absolutely. That's the crucial follow-up. The spending limits and the budget alarms themselves were totally reconfigured.
Oh, so just lower thresholds.
A much stricter, much more granular thresholds. Not just a big account level budget, but setting alerts for specific expensive services like those GPU instances, or for unusual spikes in specific regions or data transfer. So you catch anomalies way earlier.
Right. So you get warned when it's, say, $100 over, not $50,000.
Precisely. Catch it small.
So looking back at this whole thing, this deep dive, what really stands out to you, for me, it's just a perfect storm, leaked key, simple S3 misconfiguration.
Yeah.
And boom, this massive financial disaster unfolds at incredible speed. It really shows how fast cloud costs can explode from a security issue.
Totally. And I think what really hits home is how a dormant issue, like that requester pays setting just sitting there, suddenly becomes this huge weapon when combined with an active threat, like the leaked key. It's the interaction between the two. It highlights that security isn't just about vulnerabilities, it's also deeply about configuration hygiene.
Configuration hygiene. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Those little settings matter.
They really do. Especially when combined with compromised credentials, it just underscores needing continuous monitoring and a solid incident response plan ready to go.
Okay, that definitely makes sense. Which leaves us, and you listening, with maybe a final thought to chew on. Beyond just reacting, disabling keys, fixing settings after an attack, What kind of proactive, maybe architectural changes could you build in? Fundamental design choices that might actually prevent an organization from ever hitting a 5,000% budget overrun in a single day. Something to think about for your own cloud setups.